Hey look, another computer. I have no idea what's inside this, so we're going to find out together. Of course, first and foremost, we've got the DVD burner there, and a DVD-ROM underneath it, with very helpful drive labels that are going to be completely inaccurate if I change the operating system. I guess that's an asset tag. Oh, this is a blank right here, and here's the floppy drive, which I think this has, yeah, this does have a floppy drive still installed. I think I actually have one of these cases. Looks like the reset button's got a little light in it. I don't think so. There's power hard drive and, of course, the power switch. If I remember right, on mine gets stuck. And I think mine doesn't have the door. Although this one clearly doesn't really work. So, but you get a headphone and your microphone and 2 USB. And I think that those connections are actually brought out on the back. Right here. I'm not sure what this is. Let's see, SPDIF. So it's got an add-on connection. There's Ethernet, which looks like that is Intel. It's not a modem. 10100. It's either Intel or 3Com. In a video. That's not particularly interesting. Looks like a typical motherboard layout. I guess somebody got mad at that grounding tab right there. It's got a Windows XP Pro COA. There's the vent. And the power supply. With a big button. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the cover off. I have not actually done this yet, because my good old trick of using a power cord to do it in the store didn't work. I wasn't able to find a power cord that was actually small enough to be able to enact. So, let's see, what's in here? Well, there's a Thermaltake power supply. Not the highest quality thing you ever saw. Might be a replacement too. Well, maybe not. This is actually a socket 478 Pentium 4. Ugh. Now, there's a common problem. Looks like the connection points for the heatsink there just completely came off. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the board doesn't work anymore. That is a Radeon 7000, 64 meg. I remember when that was something. What motherboard is this? It's an Asus. Can we see what is this? P4B533. Well, at least it's got the Intel chipset. What is this? Somebody added a SATA drive. I've never actually seen one of those adapters before. So yeah, there's a SATA hard drive right there. And there's the IDE one, which is disconnected. So they left that. So, there's a floppy drive. Right there. And there's a PC speaker down there. Let me see, is that actually an Intel or is that a 3Com? I better move that before that goes flying. That is an Intel chip. So yeah, and that thing on the bottom is actually meant for, that is actually a motherboard accessory. So yeah, I don't know how good this is going to be with that heatsink completely removed, but I'll probably end up putting a different motherboard in here, if I could find some standoffs to put a different motherboard. Let me see, there was a sticker down here. Pentium 4, what does that say? 2.408 gigahertz? Because that extra 0.008 is what actually matters with 533 megahertz FSB. What we're going to do is assume that everything is jumpered correctly. Fortunately, it looks like when I go to pull this board, with the possible exception of the ground pin, maybe not. Yeah, those are all separate pins. I hate that. I really, really hate that. So, what car? Oh yeah, that's a Radeon 7000. I've already identified it. Looks like all of the caps are good, which is kind of amazing. What RAM is in here? I can't really tell. All the cables are in the way. Yeah. It's DDR, so that's good. So, with or without that heatsink, and it's going to be done without it, I am going to go ahead and just power this up. I don't see the pieces for the heatsink, so I'm just going to hope that it's going to run without that heatsink on it for a brief period of time. And then I'll probably see if I can scrounge up standoffs, put the extra standoffs in the case, and go ahead and change this motherboard over to another one. Because I don't have any personal attachment to this motherboard. So, and I've got other Pentium 4 boards that I can go ahead and throw in here. So that's probably what we're going to do. Is it even plugged into the correct place? Yeah, it looks like it is. There's no front panel audio header on this board. Oh yeah, this goes to the, this little thing down there. That adapter. I wonder how well that actually works. It's probably just some generic part. But anyway, I gotta clear out my work area, and then I'm gonna go ahead and power it up. I probably should clean the dirt out, but for right now I don't care. I'm not gonna invest too much time in it, because it's probable that is going to be a problem, so. Okay. Loose heatsink and all. Ooh. I just heard a click come from the power supply. So it'll probably blow up as soon as I hit the power switch. Beeping. Sounds like a RAM problem. So, we'll have a look. Okay, I got it, and holy balls, look at what we've got going on here. Well, battery's dead, which is fine, but look at this. That's a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Not bad, man. Let me see if I can look at the hardware monitor. Would it say anything about the, motherboard temperature 23? I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't know if that's actually reading the North Bridge. I mean, there's got to be a reason why there's a heatsink on it, right? But anyway. CPU speed is set at manual. To make changes to the first 4 fields, the motherboard must be set to jumper free mode. (2400 megahertz). What happens if I do that? It's actually being underclocked, it looks like. Configuration by SPD. This thing will probably blow up very shortly. IO device. That looks good to me. PCI. I'm not going to worry about any of that. I'm not even really going to worry about anything. I'm kind of amazed Oh, that actually works. Exit and save. Here comes the boot splash. USB 2.0. Alright, what's it gonna do next? Windows XP. I'm actually probably more interested what's on the other drive than what's on the SATA drive. Okay, my PS2 works. Is there a password? The last several times I have done this, there's been no password, and there's no password on this one either, so I may have to stop the video depending upon what this does next. I will never understand what it is about people who do not password protect their systems. Okay, I guess while it's doing that, I'll take a look. That hard drive LED, it's on solid. That doesn't really work. I want an HX though. I don't even really hear anything, so I think the belts are melted in that one. Did it just lock up? I think it just locked up. Oh, here we go. Oh god. Not make assy. Okay, SMCW USB. I'm not sure why I lost my keyboard and mouse. Those are PS2 devices. Okay, well, it's been like 12 minutes, and at least I got a keyboard now. But no mouse. So I'm not sure what happened to the PS2 ports to break that, but that's the first time I've ever seen PS2 peripherals not work after login on Windows XP. I'm not even sure why they wouldn't both start working at the same time. Anyway, let's see, it was owned by Mohammed, whoever that is. Oh, cool. What's this all about? Error found. Norton 360 has encountered an error. Oh no. Whatever are we going to do about that? Except just completely break the entire system. Should have put the other RAM stick back in if I'd known it was going to do this. You know, 256 megs is not really enough for Windows XP, but I've never seen it grind this badly on 256. This is like running it on 64 megs. That's what this reminds me of. Which is something I have done. And honestly, without the service packs, Windows XP on 64 megs is not that bad. If you don't want to do anything. Look at how long it's taking to bring me that. What is running in the background on this? Holy crap. It's probably got like 400 viruses on it because, you know, it's got like Norton and McAssey, and neither of them is actually doing anything. Oh, it found my USB device. That's my USB mouse that I plugged in to see if that would do anything, but I still have no PS2 mouse, so I'm not sure what's up with that. That's a little ridiculous. The PS2 one, or sorry, the USB one works faster than the PS2 one. Muhammad Ali? Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't think so. Oh. Maybe Muhammad did not own this PC. It's just somebody being funny. Desktop. think it's the first time it's the first time in a long time that I've seen somebody put a space between those two words. You know, the funny thing is that the USB mouse is working, the PS2 one's not. So, I don't know how that happens, but whatever. 256 megs is not enough for this, so I don't know if there's something wrong with this memory module, or maybe if it just had to clean the contacts, or unplug it and plug it back in because the contacts are dirty. That's probably what's going on. There's a hard drive, Radeon 7000. It sees both optical drives. Pro 100 with alert on LAN with a star next to it, probably because it's a trademark. What audio is this? CMI 8738. I have no idea what that is. And of course, the 82801. So, not much else interesting there. How much data is on this machine? Do I want to know? There's a manual. PLO sewn submission. No idea what that is. Stuff from the recycle bin. We'll see how many years it takes to open up the File Explorer. I don't know how much of this is just the fact that it's 256 megs, or some of it might even be that really cheap looking SATA to IDE converter. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm tempted to just pull that and then go ahead and switch this thing over to the IDE hard drive and see if there's anything of interest on that. Okay, I told it to open up an Explorer window and it completely ignored me. Okay, that's the first time I think I've seen my computer split up into, or sorry, not split up, displayed as details in the wild. The drive looks like it is split up between two volumes, one of which is completely empty, the other of which doesn't really have that much data on it, but, you know, it's a not insignificant amount. See if I can actually open this. Is there anything on it? Or is it just completely empty? Well, there's more than nothing. But it looks like it's just a bunch of driver files. If I had to guess, this thing probably has not really actively been used since like 2010, 2011. Okay. For some reason, the DVD-RW is the E drive, which is weird. I would like to open up local disk C, please. Might as well go to this. We'll take a look here. Now, 2013, there's a bunch of dates in 2013. So, maybe it's been used more recently than that. But, yeah, it looks like a lot of that's 2010. Okay, changed over to the other drive. Also put the other RAM stick back. Let's see if it works. You know, there's dry bearings, but so far the computer still works. Really? Yeah, I don't think so. I guess it thinks that because the battery's bad. So it assumes the worst. Yeah, there's something on this too. Windows XP. It ought to work a little bit better at 512 mega RAM. Assuming it actually sees another RAM stick. Right, my PS2 mouse worked. My PS2 mouse is working. Again, I may have to stop the video depending upon what this does. No, it didn't do anything. Pretty typical error message. And my PS2 mouse is dead again. So, I guess there's something about Windows that does not like this BenQ PS2 mouse. That's really funny, actually. Excuse me. What's this? C Media Mixer. I don't really care about that. I'm not rebooting the machine. Looks like the same... shut up. Same kind of deal here. They used to Muhammad Ali. Of course, it could be somebody with that name. You never know. Oh, the Intel Ethernet's not really working on this. What hard drive is this? Oh, it's a Maxter drive. 40 gigabytes. I'm surprised it still works. Any data on here? I suppose if you have to ask, you don't want to know. Huh, doesn't look like it. Looks like it's completely empty. Wow. Drivers for this man board. Oh, I shouldn't find that funny, but... Anyway. Software. Have a Trojan. Good, you pirate antivirus software and get a virus. Yeah, so there's probably viruses all over this thing. I don't think there's any data on this computer or on this drive. I think it's pretty much empty. Excuse me. So this is probably not even a legal version of Office. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got much on it. Probably a pirated copy of WinRAR, probably a pirated copy of Office. Other than that, nothing on that drive. So, guess that's pretty much it for the computer. I don't have much else to share. So, motherboard still works. I'll probably actually leave it in there. Just because, I mean, why not, right? But I'm going to straighten up the drive situation. This thing's probably going to just get boot and nuked. And then I'll probably remove this drive because it doesn't work. I can probably replace that. I think I've got another DVD or W drive sitting out here somewhere that might actually work. So throw that in there and use that instead. Check the jumpers, make sure they're set right, because I don't know why the ROM drive is showing up as the D drive and the burner is the E. It should be the other way around. I don't know if there's anything in shared documents. Probably not, eh? Don't really think so. So, that pretty much does it for that. Now, I have seen some things every once in a while show up in here, but it looks like there's nothing there. So we're going to just go ahead and shut this down, and we'll call it good. Thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below.